What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to Tower Defense Tuesday. You all know I love me some tower defense. Additionally, I really love maze building in tower defense games. Today we're going to take a look at Frankenstorm TD and its current playtest that's going right now on Steam. This is 100% free. It is kind of an alpha build of an upcoming demo, and it's only going to be available for a limited time. So if you do want to get in and check it out, like I said, it costs nothing. The links will be down in the description below, but you're only going to be able to apply to the playtest just for a few more days. So you're going to want to make sure to jump in and get yourself applied to that playtest so that you can check it out. Now, I did cover this one, or the prologue of this game back a while ago on Tower Defense Tuesday. This is a greatly expanded version, and it's just a ton of fun. Now, I'm super excited to see what is upcoming in Frankenstorm TD, because their Steam store page just lists some awesome features. There's going to be seasonal leaderboards that will count for each individual map. There's also going to be a campaign tree with over 100 unique levels on it. So there's going to be lots of permanent progression that you can do in Frankenstorm TD. Of course, that stuff will come later. What we've got right now is kind of a demo version of the game, and it gives us a really nice bit of flavor, or kind of a general idea of what the game is all about. Now, as I mentioned, this is a maze building roguelite tower defense game. Currently, there's 3 different maps in the game. They're each very unique in their own way. One is a straight-up mazing and tower defense experience in a graveyard. It's got rocks and tombstones that you have to kind of maneuver around to plan your strategy. Of course, all of that stuff is generated every time you load into that map, so it's going to be a different experience every single time you play it. Then we've got a super cool lava map. This one's got a large lava feature in the middle that you can run enemies through. This is going to give you environmental damage. And then additionally, there are these little lava pools throughout the entire map that, once again, you have to kind of plan your maze around these pools as you want the enemies to run through them, and you get some free environmental damage out of that. And then I gotta say, one of the coolest things, or coolest maps, or my favorite map, is this underwater map. Now, you see the current flowing on this one. The current affects the speeds of the enemies. So if enemies are running with the current, they're going to get a speed boost. If they're running against the current, they're going to get slowed down. Now, you can use this to your advantage with a lot of different defenses in the game. Traps end up extremely powerful. I'm a big fan of the traps in the game, and it works wonderfully on this particular map. Now let's just jump on in and get a map started so you can kind of see what it's all about. It looks like we got the lava map here, so we can't check out those cool currents, but this is a fun map as well. This one, as you see with the lava pools everywhere, we want to manipulate the enemies to have to run over these little lava pools. Now, I will jump through this one as the maps do take a minute or two to run, so we will kind of speed through this particular run. You see we've got 3 different objectives on the map. Every enemy has to go to each objective in order before they can leave. It is insta-death if one enemy makes it through, so you're trying to do 100% full protection. Now, when you load into a map, you do have some wires and a few basic towers that are placed already. You can sell these and do whatever you want with them. We're going to go ahead and clean up some of this stuff, and we'll go get our maze started here. Now, I see we've got these lava pools all over the place. I think, do we want to start something like this? Try to get enemies to travel through this lava as much as possible here. Let's see. We can go something along these lines. That's going to force enemies down through all of this lava as well, which I think will be a pretty darn good start to the map. Let's go ahead and throw our towers in. To get things started, I'm just going to throw them right here by the first objective, and let's just let it fly. Now, the waves do get progressively harder. Each individual wave, you're going to have a choice, and you're going to get various modifiers that affect your gameplay. You see here we've got these spike traps, which I absolutely love. However, the side effect of that is it adds in hounds, which I absolutely hate. So you have to kind of make your decisions based off of the side effects available. The Icy Tower is going to give me a little bit of crowd control. Additionally, it's going to increase my power level, but it's going to increase enemies' max life. And then the Accelerator is going to increase my cooldown recovery or firing rate. And then the side effects are going to be, I get a little luck, the chance of getting an additional option, and the negative would be an additional enemy. I think for this one, let's go ahead and choose the Icy Tower, and we'll get a little crowd control in, and we'll just let it fly. So as you build out, or as you kind of theory craft how you want your map or your run designed, you can build your experience from there. Here we got a base trap. These are incredible. We're so early game, though. I can take basic towers and then additionally wires. There are going to be choices that have no negatives. This would be one of them. Since we're so early in the game, I think that is what I'm going to take. And we'll just throw the basic tower right back down here. Letting it continue on, I do want to make this run as long as possible and take advantage of as many of these lava pools as possible. Now, additionally, this large lava pool in the center, enemies are going to run directly through it. So let's go ahead and let one more wave run. We want to basically path it, so we're going to hit as many of these little lava pools. And then additionally, we want to make it so enemies are forced to go through the center. Now you see here we got 20 wires, which is just about perfect, as I do want to make this this map very lengthy. I want the maze to be exceptionally large and force enemies to go through really as many of these pools as possible. So let's see, let's go something like this. That's going to force them through a few more. And then we can either come up and start working on these lava pools, or we can go directly for the big enchilada in the middle. We only have 8 wires, so we don't have a whole lot. I think what I'll do for right now is just force everything to run through that middle lava pool. So let's go ahead and let one more wave run here, and we will just kind of skip forward and focus on getting the map built out a little bit more. There is another 15 wires, which is just glorious. But let's go ahead and jump on forward a little bit further until we've got the map built out just a touch. And here we are at wave number 10. Now you see we built out a little bit longer. We're now forcing all the enemies to run through the lava pool. Now remember, they need to go to objective 1, then 2, then 3. Meaning they're going to come into the map, have to run through the lava pool to hit 1. Then they're going to have to go back out to 2. And then they'll have to come through and run through the lava pool a 3rd time to go back and escape the map. So this is kind of the strat that I'm going for on this one, trying to force everything through the lava pool as many times as possible. You see it does do a nice little chunk of damage as it runs in, and then we'll kind of build out the map, kind of focusing on pathing enemies just through as many of these lava spots as possible. In fact, I would like to end up with the entrance of it being somewhere way over here, where enemies would have to run all the way up, run past these defenses to go into the entrance, and then run all the way back through whatever is left of the maze to get into the lava pool. But let's bounce on forward one more time. And here we are on wave 21. You see, I kind of focused on building the maze to go through a bunch of these puddles here. I did want the entrance to end up over here so that these towers are able to double dip and hit the enemies here before hitting them, coming back through the loop at all. So we get a lot of passes on our main killing zone. You get one as the enemies first come into the maze right here. You get another as after they pass through the lava and come up to objective number 1. Then we get another pass when they leave to go back out through the lava to get to objective number 2. And then we get another when they come back to get to objective number 3. Once again, when they go back in to enter the maze. And then finally, before they make their escape. So hopefully these environmental defenses, or all these little lava pools, are going to be payday for me here. And we will find out. We're at wave 21 now. Enemies are not too tough yet. It seems like they're going to scale up slowly throughout the entire thing. Enemies are not just going to scale based off of their health. Their damage resistance is going to scale. As you see, they got fairly high damage resistance now. The different types of enemies get running super quick. Let's go with a bear trap here. This is a single target trap that hits fairly hard, and it gives a slow 40% main. However, by taking this one, 20% chance for a regular enemy to spawn as a hound. Hounds are quite brutal. However, let's go for it anyway. Let's see, we want to make sure we're placing the trap directly in the line where it's guaranteed to be set off every time. In fact, let's go with it right up front there. We'll go like right about there and see how it runs. So now the enemies have to push through the maze. You see those hounds are just running. There's some serious zoomers. Looks like the hounds got burned up. The good thing about the hounds, although they do run at super speed, is they're generally squishy. Still quite challenging, no doubt. Now here, we can reduce their damage resistance. So this Berserker Gang is always a hot pick. In my opinion, I end up taking this one, many stacks of it, throughout each and every run. Remember, by reducing their damage resistance, you're also increasing the amount of damage that these little lava pools do. The more we can get that damage resistance down far into the negatives, the greater the main lava pool in the middle and each of those little individual spots are going to do. You see, he is just not going to make it back through the maze there. Okay, here we got a cool one, the Piranha Cannon. Permanently applies a stack of piranha. Yep, you guessed it. It's a little fish shooter. This is, as it says, permanently applies, so it's not a dot. It doesn't go away. You're going to shoot it, it's going to fire and attach to an enemy. They do stack, so they can have multiple piranhas on them. With that in mind, I kind of want it over here near the center of the objective. These are very large. You still have to place it near a wire, and they can obstruct your path if you're not careful. So you need to place them all the way out of the way. The piranhas attached to each individual enemy. Like I said, they do stack, so you'll get an enemy with multiple piranhas attached to them. Visually, it's actually there. I know it's running a little bit too fast in this video, but visually, the piranhas are actually there and attached to the enemy as they're running through. Now here we got another heavy hitter, the cannon. It does nice damage, has great range, but more importantly, it gives us an AoE stun, which is so huge. Let's throw that right at the beginning of the kill box here as well, and let it roll for wave number 25. Looks like the hounds are just proven to not be too terrible here. Hounds I am terrified of. I've lost the majority of my runs to these hounds, as they do just get going so fast, particularly as you keep getting more and more of them, and their movement speed keeps going up and up and up. This guy's going to make it all the way around to the third objective, but going to get wrecked right there. Now here, the enhancer, this is kind of a map-wide buff. It's going to straight up increase the damage that we do. The downside is it's going to add one more enemy to the spawn. Now, in addition to this 9%, we're also going to get another 7% as a side effect, and we're going to get 7% cooldown recovery. So I feel like that one is just a fine choice right here. Taking a look again, they're running through the whole maze, getting melted up, so things are going pretty good there. Now, I gotta say the game is crazy addicting. We are going to just end it off right here, as I think this is a good introduction. If you want to see a few full maps being played, I am going to be live streaming the game today here in just a few hours on YouTube and Twitch. So make sure to swing on by and check it out. Like I said, it is just crazy addicting. Super fun and one to keep an eye on. So this was Frankenstorm TD. It's a limited time alpha demo. So you're going to want to make sure to get signed up for that alpha very quickly. But that will do it for this episode. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next time around. Take it easy.